You know why men shame women for aging all the time? Because they're dead inside. They're dead inside. They're dead inside. I just saw the best video. I'm going to link it. It is by this creator, The Sovereign Woman. I wish I could play part of it, but I don't want YouTube to give me a copyright violation. But I'm going to link it. I'm going to try to summarize the best I can. It's so good, though. I can't do it justice by my summary, but just, I'll try. Let me tell you something. I had never connected these two before. This is why I love these apps, y'all. I learned so much. Okay, you know how I've been talking for a long time about how men are reckless, right? Now, in the communities that I have been a part of, like outdoor adventure, like specifically rock climbing and all that stuff, and I was a guide in the outdoor adventure world in like dangerous jobs, right? And I'm constantly telling y'all, do not trust men in these outdoor leadership positions, with the exception of a few, because most of them have a death wish, right? They are reckless, they are selfish, they are full of hubris, they are overconfident, cocky, all that stuff, and are just terrible leaders in general. We know that by now. Men are terrible leaders because it requires teamwork and empathy and anticipating the needs of people, which is what do women do all the time? That. What do men claim to not know how to do? That. I mean, they don't even claim to not know how to do it. They just don't do it or won't do it. So they don't think like that because they haven't been taught to think like that, right? I almost forgot. I am really bad at this. Shameless self-promotion. If you like my stuff, please check out the description. It's got my Patreon in it. Even if you can't afford to join a tier, I still update people on Patreon about what's going on, and also just like random things that I'm not gonna do a whole video on. Please comment, ask questions, like, share, do all the things. If you have any personal stories around this or any advice, I would love to hear it. Please write it in the comments. Okay, shameless self-promotion done. Toot toot. So I've been talking about, that's why I'm like, if you go rafting, try to get in the woman's boat. Unless she's a cool girl pick me who is trying to be one of those dudes, and then it's actually worse. Okay, but in general, these men are reckless and they put people's lives in danger all the time. I witnessed 2 people drown right in front of me from reckless men from another company when I was rafting. They will go climb Everest. They will do all this stuff. They will put their families in danger all the time, right? I've been talking about this for over a year, right? Okay, now, what I had not connected until now, I mean, I've been saying that they're dead inside for a while, but what I had not connected was that a lot of these men, they don't see themselves aging. They have not only that, they have no respect for human life. They are not birthing life. These cishet men that we date and marry, right? They don't value their mothers who nurture them, who bring them into the world, right? They don't even see women as humans, but they don't even see themselves as human. Everything that they say to us is project. And one of the things that they project onto us is their fear of aging. Now, what do they say all the time? Cat, cat, enjoy your cats. You got cat food? Cat, 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 cat. Especially these red pill men on the podcast. You're gonna hit a wall. You're gonna hit a wall. You're the wall, bro, right? 50-50, table, blah. Cats. And like constantly calling me old and grandma. Like every day I get these comments on my videos, right? And I'm like, okay, first of all, I know that I look better than pretty much, I'm not gonna say all, but most men my age. I'm 46. I promise you, I look way better than most 46-year-old men because they don't take care of themselves, and they drink and they smoke and they don't exercise and they don't feed themselves well, or they're obsessed with their health because they're, are like, oh crap, I guess I'm gonna die, or as a way of escapism or whatever, because so many of them have like addiction mentality towards everything, escapism. But I was so afraid of aging for a really long time, especially of turning 40, and I know a lot of younger women follow me, and this obsession with not aging and all of the things that women are doing to their faces now that has been so normalized. I am not trying to judge or criticize women who do that, but what I'm saying is that whole industry, it drives me crazy. That I didn't grow up with all that stuff. It is like, Kim Kardashian, I can't stand you. Everything that you've done. Ah! Anyway, that's another video. But they have, but whatever. They make men who own these companies and women who exploit patriarchy who own some of these companies. They will do anything to make us feel ugly and old, right? No one to be old. They even have a straw. We're wearing a drink like this because makes you have wrinkles here. Actually, I've been meaning to do a video on this. All these things that women are doing right now, you know, like the getting Botox or whatever you call it in their 20s and stuff. Like it's horrifying. And what they're doing is trying to play on women's fear of turning 40, right? Or even 30. But what is that about? I mean, I know that, you know, you get social capital for being in pretty privilege. But what is it really about? It is all about being forkable and attracting men or getting the attention of men and the validation of men. Even if you don't date them, you still get, you know, stuff for looking younger and being beautiful, which is all a white Eurocentric beauty standard that's super racist anyway. Ableist and all the things, right? Then it's also because you know what? So many of these men are pedophiles. They literally want us to look like children. Like, it wasn't that long ago that they're trying to bring back marrying teenagers. Like, they're literally passing that right now. If you look at any photos from a few decades ago, not too many decades ago, you'll have like a grandpa with a 12-year-old and they just got married, right? And as my mutual Candace Kelly talks about all the time, most of our grandmas were hostages and most of our grandpas were actually pedophiles. Because a lot of our grandmas were teenagers when they're forced into marriage with these predators. That's why grandma is a big old bitch. She's been tortured her whole life by this dude. And we're all like, but grandpa's so nice and funny. And then he dies and you hear the real story and you're like, dang, what a monster. And here I was blaming Granny for being a bitch. I think I'd be that angry too. Anyway, so we have all these men who are shaming us constantly, threatening us with aging, as if that's a bad thing. What is the opposite of aging? Dying young. I don't know about you, but I want to live a long life. I want to be like that grandma in Titanic who's just like happy and warm in her bed with a full life of adventures. Although I would never throw that jewel in the ocean. And you know what? It's good Jack died. She would have been stuck with a little homosexual. Anyway, I still owe y'all a movie on that. I can't believe I didn't realize that it's good he died. Her ex was trash too. But Jack was going to be a vampire that sucks the life out of her. Peter Pan syndrome. Anyway, man, I need to do a video on that. So they're obsessed with our age, and they've made us so afraid of aging, as if that's a bad thing. I want to age. I want to live as long as I can. I love life. It is hard a lot of the time. I mean, my life is a lot easier than most people's in the world, especially with so many genocides going on right now. And, well, have been going on, actually. I don't know. I want to, like, it is a privilege to live long. So aging is a gift. Aging is a privilege. Aging is what, like, I want to do. But men who hate themselves, men who don't value human life, don't value us as humans, but don't even value themselves. Like, they are full of, like, I'm the best and I'm the king of the castle and I'm just a little king baby and I should get all this stuff. But it's not coming from a place of, like, confidence and self-love and self-respect and wanting to pour into your community and pull everyone up with you as you grow and learn. No, there's just like, I'm gonna squash you. That's how I feel good about myself. So they have no respect for human life, right? They don't even care about aging. So, of course, they're out jumping off of cliffs and doing crazy stuff, right? They are reckless with money. They're reckless with their health. They're reckless in their sports, right? They are reckless in every area possible with pew-pews, right? They don't even care about consequences. They don't even think about consequences because they don't care. And you know why? Because they don't care if they even get old. Like, all of their survival skills are like animalistic, but it's not because they value life and are enjoying life. So they got nothing to lose. That's why it's so dangerous to date these men who are like bad boys, who got nothing to lose. Those men are gonna get you killed. Like, outright they'll unalive, but they'll do something dangerous that takes you out. Comment for part 2. So of course, men don't value aging, which is why they're so ageist and why they are just like, aren't you, like, I'm telling you, and I learned this from, well, my dad was a narcissist, clinically diagnosed, right? Long time ago, before it was a thing, right? Diagnosed by a doctor, long time ago, as a narcissist. And then I, dated that homosexual man, right? Who was not like, he was like sociopath, but basically I got really close, as close to the sun as I could get in terms of like, wow, it all makes sense. And when I learned about everything that he accused me of, and you hear this all the time, everything he accused me of is what he was doing or what he was the most afraid of, right? As soon as he started cheating, he started accusing me of cheating. And I'm like, what? Where? Why would you think I'm cheating? Where is this even coming from? I haven't even thought of that. That is literally the moment he started cheating. The moment he started cheating. Because I went and found the Craigslist post of him posting ads hundreds of miles away for I'll eat you, you're kitty cat good, and who wants to fork a cowboy? I mean, this man thought he was a cowboy. He's from Young Guns too. Like, his email was like, just a dream or something. I was like, what? Anyway, every single thing that man said was projection or an admission, right? Or sometimes like both. And so once I started understanding that this is what, like, the tactics of the oppressor in general, right? Everything that white people accuse Black, Indigenous, and other people of color of is usually what we're doing, right? You lazy. Hello. We literally owned people and forced them to work so that we wouldn't have to. You know what I mean? Like, everything we say is projection. Everything these churches are saying about the trans community, LGBTQ plus community as a whole, it's always like, wait, what? Because don't you have it? Like, and then we find out that preacher was like, right? Like, it's like, they're like, watch out, they're all, and then it's like, oh wait, that's because you're one, right? Like, every single time you, like, once you start seeing that we live in the upside down world, and like what the people with the most power, when they are accusing people they have power over something, it's always what they're doing or what they are projecting onto you about their thing they're obsessed with. And these men, they don't plan on getting old. And if they do, they just like don't care. They don't have they don't have rich, full lives. Most of them are lonely as hell. The only friends they have are the ones that they do through their hobby or through work, which is why they become a menace once they retire. Watch out. I'm going to do a video on that scene. If your husband's about to retire, you better watch out. That man may get violent. Like, there's like, the gray divorce is, if you ask me, it's because men are retiring. A bored man with too much time on his hands and no sense of purpose that is actually pours into the community is a menace to society. And whoever lives in the home with him is going to get it the worst, right? And so you have all these men who, A, are projecting them not valuing life and aging. And they don't see themselves years down the line surrounded by grandkids and all these people in the community that they've poured into. Because they've been so selfish their whole life. They're just living for themselves. They probably know there's nothing to look forward to. So they're just like, I'm going to live it up as long as I can because I'm probably not going to live long anyway. And that's why they're so afraid that women are not marrying them. That's why the older men go for younger women, because they can manipulate them more and they want a hospice wife. Thank you, Candace Kelly, for that one too. And also because these men look awful. They look awful. There is no such thing as a silver fox. And the rare examples of these silver foxes is like, really, show me a woman that age and I promise you she looks better. When I see pictures of my friends from high school, with the exception of a handful of them, and usually those men are like pretty progressive, but I swear to God, the women, and this is the South, right? The Southern white, like, I feel like sometimes like Southern white people are like the ground zero for all of like we're like just like extreme of all of it, right? And you'll see these women, not always, but a lot of them, like they are, especially if they have money and they know that their husbands are going to cheat on them if they don't stay pretty. They will look, I mean, they're going to every yoga class, every, Pilates and all this stuff. They do all this stuff to try to stay forkable so their husbands won't cheat. And their husbands look like crap. They look like crap, and they dress with khakis and they look stupid. And I'm like, God, he looks like Shrek compared to her. And then he still has the audacity to cheat on her. These men age so bad unless they really properly oh my God, look at his feet. Look at his feet. Look, he's gently running in his sleep. Oh, look at that. Oh. They age so bad. That's why they accuse us of aging poorly. I'm not saying that all women just look amazing as they get older, but and plus, even after childbirth, which, as one of my mutuals, Jamie, said recently, she compared childbirth to like a car accident, that like sometimes you get out of a car accident pretty unscathed, but pretty beat up. And sometimes you die in car accidents, but most of the times you come out of a car accident and wow, it takes a long time to recover because there's all this stuff happening that you can't even see, right? So you have women who have gone through multiple car accidents that could have killed them, especially if they are black women in the US, right? Because their rate is like at least 4 times higher because of racism, right? Anti-blackness, right? So you have all these women who have gone, their bodies have been through hell having these kids, and they still look better than men, right? And then men are like, you're gonna die, right? And these men still look worse. They are obsessed with our age. So let me tell you something. This is a challenge because I'm still dealing with this. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, bat wings, blah. And I hate that that's in there. Every day I find another little voice, right? The internalization of this dude who's like, bat wings, right? Every day I find a new voice in my head. I don't know who put it there. Sometimes it's a woman who put it there, but she's just, for the patriarchy, right? Internalized misogyny. But every time I think, oh God, I'm getting old, I really need to reframe that. It is a privilege to age. It is a privilege to have a happy life as you get old. It is a privilege to not die at the hands of a man. That almost happened to me. At least once. I mean, multiple times, but like one very scary time because I dated a man that homo. So given the statistics of women being unalived by their partners, I feel very lucky that that was not my fate. I feel very lucky that I am in relatively good health, that I haven't been in any major accidents yet, like that. Anyway, I feel very lucky. And here I am being like, look at that, man, look at the fuzz there with the God. I mean, look, it's not my fault that these voices are there, right? It's not my fault that they're there. My job is to recognize them when they come up and be like, whoa, who's that? That's not me. That's him, right? That's not me. Be gone, right? Because being afraid to age, that is about centering men. It really is. I don't care if you don't date men, but that's centering the male gaze. That's centering the patriarchy's and like white supremacy culture's beauty standard. That is centering like of so many men, right? I mean, when I was growing up, it was perfectly normal for rock stars to be dating teenagers and for Ashton Kutcher to go on live TV and be like, I can't wait for the Olsen twins to turn 18. Like now it's like, don't tell people that you want to fork teenagers. Now they know better, but they still want to. I'm sorry, not fork. Great. So I'm so glad I made that connection thanks to that video I watched. I hope you go watch it because she connected these dots that they were so close. They just needed this one right here, right? I mean, all the things I've talked about before, I still absolutely want to keep talking about men's recklessness, their selfishness, their lack of emotional intelligence because they refuse to think about other people, work on their empathy, blah, 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 right? But one reason why they're so reckless and so obsessed with our age and us getting older is because they're afraid of getting older. And that's it. That's literally what it's all about. So decenter that part of men/patriarchy and you will be so much more free. Et voila, toot toot. Thank you so much for being here and watching. Please comment and like and do all that stuff before you leave. And please, again, if you want to have updates from me and the stuff I'm doing, including things that have nothing to do with like necessarily just feminism and stuff, like cool stuff, join the Patreon. Even if you don't join a paid tier, I still will post some random free stuff every once in a while over there. But thank you so much for watching and voila!